Hello and welcome to another edition of the GetGrowing weekly work session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley, and today we are joined by founders of GetOiling, Greg and Amanda.
Good morning, afternoon, good day, maybe.
Wherever in the world you are, it's good to see you guys. We also have Julie and Colin from our team here today. Hey guys.
Everybody.
Hello. And for everyone who's tuning in live, let us know where in the world you are. We're excited to see you here today. We're going to be talking about a couple of things today. The title of this was the Summer Spruce Up, so how you can set your business up for growth for the rest of the year. We are going to be sharing some time-sensitive information with you here today. But if you watch this as a recording in the future, I think there's a really critical piece of information that we're going to be talking about here today that a lot of the leaders that I work with, both in this company and historically over time in my career, something that they wish they had learned about 5 years prior at any point they're at in their career. So we're going to talk about that thing today as well. So this is going to stay relevant for you, I promise. Let's go over to the chat and see where everybody is. Hello, New Mexico and Philly. Excited to have you guys here. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful summer. And we are actually going to be talking a little bit about seasons and why summer is a really important time of year for your Young Living business. And it may not be for the reasons you think. So I want to go ahead and we're going to turn off video and get into the slides. And then we're going to come back and have a little party when we get through with the training for today. So as promised, today's training is all about how to set your business up for growth for the rest of the year. We're going to talk a little bit about what planning looks like today, when you should, what kind of things you should plan. But really importantly, we're going to talk about the kind of activities that are appropriate for summertime for your Young Living business that you may or may not have considered. So what we're going to talk about today is how you can leverage seasonal trends for steady growth in your business, the shift that most wish they had made 5 years earlier in their network marketing career. We're going to talk about some new resources and some favorites to set you up for success this year. And of course, we'll have live help and Q&A. We do have one website review, I believe, that was booked for today. So look forward to chatting with you if you're here live. So if you have questions or you need help, this is a call for you to participate live. So if you're here and you need support with something, even if it has nothing to do with the topic, I want to invite you to head over to the Q&A and just go ahead and start asking those questions. We're here to work with you live here on this call with whatever you need help with. And if you want to join one of these calls in the future, if you're watching this as a replay on YouTube, you can go to getoiling.com/weekly work session to always know what we're going to be talking about next. Be the first to get exclusive resources that we send out, and of course, have that opportunity to work with us here one-on-one. And if you want to work together one-on-one, we do have a special form that you can fill out, and then you can reserve a spot on an upcoming live call, just like the one we're doing. And we do every week at 2 o'clock, or sorry, time, every week at noon on Thursday. We have another call for Attract Well at 2 that a lot of you guys attend as well. So anyway, getoiling.com/website review is where you're going to find the information to get on a live call. Like we will hopefully have one person here today. So let's start with a shift. This is a realization that can be a long time coming for a lot of us. And I think that it's really for us to understand how to make the most out of seasonal trends in your business. We first have to understand how to work seasonally and plan that way, because a lot of us don't. All right. So I love this quote from John Maxwell. I believe that everyone chooses how to approach life, or in this case, business. If you're proactive, you focus on preparing. If you're reactive, you end up focusing on repairing. Have you guys heard this before? How many of you guys, just quick show of hands, how many of you guys know and love John Maxwell? If you don't know and love John Maxwell's work, I want to encourage you to buy any of his bajillion books that are available. Highly recommend you get one on Audible, put it in your ears while you're walking your dog, washing your dishes, listen to it in the car when you're taking the kids to wherever. Really recommend his stuff for personal development. But what we're talking about today really is about how you can be proactive in your business and how we can step out of this place of reactivity and maybe even take a step far back enough to understand that reactivity can be a damaging place to exist. right? So the best time to dig a well is before you need water, right? You don't wait until you're thirsty to go and find a water source. Or maybe you do, and you understand the stress and sometimes the additional cost and frustration that can cause you. The best time to plant crops is before you starve, right? The best time to get things done is before you need them done, right? The best time to create content, if you want to get found, the best time to create content was 6 months ago. And if you didn't start then, start today, right? That's for your blogging and videos and things like that. And the best time to get out there and share Young Living is before you need that bump in OGV to maintain your rank or hit the next one, right? So look, it's natural to operate reactively to your Young Living business. And honestly, this is true about basically all business owners. We always have things that are popping up that need to be dealt with. And yes, sometimes those are things that must be dealt with right now, right? But if we treat everything in our business like a thing that's just popping up, like it needs to be dealt with right now, right? Like your brand colors, that's not a thing that must be dealt with right now, right? But if somebody is having trouble getting their order through, or they're trying to figure out what to order and they need your help, that's certainly something that demands more of your time, right? And your attention right now. So there's an art to knowing the difference between the things that demand our immediate attention and the things that we can start to look at more strategically, so that we can start to actually see a business come together that works for us, right? So the other thing that we should know, and if you have been operating in reactive patterns for your business, you can get really far on reactivity alone. I actually don't know that I have met someone who is, or worked with someone who is, diamond in Young Living, right? Diamond or higher, who didn't at least get halfway there on hustle, right? On just trying and doing, right? But if you're only ever responding to the thing you think your business needs right now, does that make you a business owner or someone who's owned by your business, right? If you've ever met somebody who, just needs to take a 3-month break from their business, or maybe that's you, are you owned by what you're doing? Right? Or are you owned by your to-do list, right? We can take a step back and even look at this in more of a macro perspective of your entire life. Are you owned by what's on your list, or do you own your list of what needs to get done? So if you're always looking at what's right in front of you, if you're only focusing on the thing that's popping up right in front of your face, how do you ever get an idea of what the big picture is for what you really need for your business, what your business needs now, and then maybe even more importantly, what your business needs in 6 months? Have you, sitting here today with us, have you sat down recently and asked yourself what your business needs 6 months from now? Do you have a plan to fulfill the needs of your business 6 months from now, or in other areas of your life, right? This is an overall mindset shift where we move from a reactive perspective into one that is more proactive. So, and here's sort of a final piece here, and this is really important to consider. How on earth do you know what's working in your business if you never actually know exactly what it is that you're doing and track it so that you can tell what works, right? So let's talk about how we can start making this shift into proactive work on our business. And of course, again, apply this to your broader life. If you find yourself being someone who wakes up and is stressed out immediately when you look at what all needs to get done today or this week. All right. So first, remember that the actual income producing activities, there's only a couple of them, and they're really, really simple to perform. And if you do enough of those, you've basically got everything covered for your business. And then beyond that, you're optimizing, right? So that is invite, share, follow up, close, and keep following up. In your GetOiling system, just use your contact manager, keep track, and give yourself reminders so you always know where you are, right? This is, if you could just clear everything else off of your list right now, when you think about what you want to do to grow and maintain your Young Living business, these are the things that you must do. These are the things that actually move the needle, that make money, right? Remember that the functions of your business that make it profitable and keep it running are incredibly simple functions. Okay. And most of us that feel really, really super busy and highly reactive to our circumstances around us, most of us spend the majority of our time on things that aren't these simple things, right? We fill space with things that we don't necessarily need to do. We could do. There are times for it, right? Seasonal, appropriate times to do things. But the rest of the time, we just got to stay on the simple stuff that actually makes this business work, right? So if you're the type of person that has a lot of things that you'd like to do, especially again, where we're talking about implementing tech and using your GetOiling system, keep a running log of ideas and then set times to review what you've been doing and then implement specific changes so that you can track those things that you're doing over time. So don't go and change your strategies until you know they need changing. Execute a strategy for several months, 90 days, until you can go back and evaluate how it actually worked for you, and then make an intelligent assessment as to what change you need to make. The fact is we usually just need to do more of the simple stuff to get the results that we want, right? And then finally, we need to understand the seasons. If we want to shift from being reactive and reacting to, oh, corporate just did this, or, oh, a leader's doing that, or, oh, I just saw someone doing this, or, oh, I just watched this training, I need to do all of these things. If we could take a step back, take a deep breath, and understand that there are seasons for implementation and there are seasons for push, right? There are seasons where we want to really dig in. Like, you don't want to do a rebrand of your business over Christmas, right? Right? Over the holidays, gearing up to the holidays, when Young Living has sales and we're really promoting, people using product and purchasing product. It's a big season for selling. I mean, would you completely formulate your marketing strategy in this, just in the middle of all of that, right? It doesn't make sense, right? So we have to plan our activities accordingly in advance so that we can maximize our growth. And we can't just focus on, the fact that we need to increase our volume right now. Because just like crops have different seasons for sowing and growing, our business thrives if we plan certain activities for certain times of the year. I know you really want lavender right now, but if you didn't plant it in the spring, there's nothing that you're going to do like tomorrow that's going to grow a lavender farm like in a different period of time, right? So we do need to have some peace with knowing that our business has seasons just like nature does. And for us, for brand partners, the best season to set your intentions, to make plans, get creative, and to create things that you can implement in the high selling parts of the year is the summer, right? When everybody else is kind of chilling out and it can be a little bit of a low season where sales are concerned, this is the time to gear up for the fall, for the holidays, to make those changes that you wanted to make to your brand, to your website, to your systems. So summer is this season to spruce up because convention is held during summer. This is what sets the direction for the entire company culture for the coming year. And it shares new and exciting. You guys have seen the convention products, right? Really cool stuff in there, right? It gives you stuff to go out and talk about and share. And the stuff that they're promoting for convention, I mean, it's not stuff that is just going to be there one time, right? This is the introduction of new products to the product line. Just because they released, collagen this summer doesn't mean that you must do an inner beauty challenge right now because everyone else is doing it. You could choose to do that in the spring. You could choose to do that in the fall, right? You don't have to do it like let go of FOMO, right? But convention is one of the key reasons why summer is a key planning and formulating season, because this is where the company sets direction, where Young Living Corporate sets direction, right? So that's reason number one, very important one. It's also the time of year that a lot of things slow down for our key audience, right? Our key audience, it's not absolutely everyone. There are certainly people who are not this, but our key audience it's typically moms of kids that are school age, right? So these are folks who, kids are out of school, they're busy with stuff, And this is the time of year when people are committed to shifting focus away from those normal routines and responsibilities, putting things down, chilling out, not making major life decisions, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't, continue sharing and following through with people, but it's not a high time of year for that. But back to school and in the fall, this is when people start thinking about things that they need to get done. We're basically planning ahead to meet them where they will be when they start heading into back to school, because most people do operate on a reactive cycle. So they're not thinking in the spring about planting the herbs they can use to support immunity in the fall, right? Like most people don't think about that unless you're a farmer. But as a business owner, as a sower of seeds for this company, we have the ability to look ahead, to forecast ahead, and to know, you know what, I'm going to prepare myself, because back to school and the fall and then going into the holiday season are some of the biggest growth opportunities in this company's year, right? It's your best time to be ready. So now, right now, is the time to plan and create the things that you want to use to promote, right? So if you want to be making content, this is a great time to batch produce content that you'll drip out over the coming months, to plan for your live events and your promotion so that you're not going down to the wire. Plan the stuff for the fall and going into the holiday season now. Right? If you want to have challenges that you run to, have people get introduced to product and get people using product in their daily life, this is the time to start creating that stuff. And if you've been wanting to work on your brand, your website, your systems, there is no better time than summer to focus on getting this done. Don't try to do this during the big opportunity part of the year for you to be selling product, right? And lucky for you, we've got what you need to get started just in time. All right. So this is Become an Icon Personal Branding Intensive. This is an opportunity for us to work together over the course of 4 weeks. We do this twice a year. All right. And this is not something you can usually just pay for. But it is available to you. And I'm going to tell you more about what that means here in just a second. We're going to be launching this next month. And if you are in a place where you are not clear on how to put yourself out there so that people see you as the go-to, the person they want to learn from, right? The person they want to follow, the people who need to hear what you have to say are waiting to hear from you. And if you want to get in front of them in a way that brings clarity and confidence into your approach, this is such a great place for you to start. And this is working with me live. We're going to be formulating the message of your brand, how you show up, and even getting into the visual elements of it so you can add those things to your website as well. Now, if you want to get access to the Become an Icon Personal Branding Intensive before July 1st, you must get started with us at GetOiling at an annual plan of basic and higher. So just go ahead and get your tools for the year and you get access to this right away. If you are an existing GetOiling community member, you can upgrade your annual plan. So if you're at basic and it's time for you to expand your capacity, get more pages, more vaults, and more marketing credits, just upgrade from your annual basic to an annual pro, for instance, right? Or premium. You can also renew. So you can renew early your annual plan. So if you are just getting started with us, you can go to getoiling.com. And of course, if you are an existing community member, you can simply send us an email, support@getoiling.com, and you'll get access to this launch of the Personal Branding Intensive. And guys, if you've been through it, go ahead and let us know in the chat. Let folks know what they are in for when they get in here. Guys, this is a program that I launched going back to 2012, that I launched initially for network marketers in the industry at large. There's probably been 10,000 people who have gone through this training over the years. And it covers everything from understanding how to talk about who you are and what you're about, to understanding the value of your time so that you can start working differently, living into your vision, speaking your vision so that you're attracting the right people, and then getting a game plan in place so that you know how to show up, when to show up, so that you're leading the right breadcrumb trail behind you so people can come and find you who are ready to get started, ready to make a change, ready to link arms with you and run and create the future that you envision. All right. Now, when you go annual, you'll also get 5 entries into the rose oil giveaway that we'll be announcing the winner for in July. You'll get a whole month of GetOiling for free. You could also get the word out with free 2-way texting for a year. You can teach your heart out with a year of free unlimited vaults and classes, power your communication with 1,000 extra marketing credits per month for life, brand your website with a free domain name, 30-day money-back guarantee for this because it is an annual commitment, but you can choose if you decided that it wasn't for you. You can, of course, get your money back. Now, all of these are things you get if you sign up new as an annual member. And then if you sign up with Pro or Diamond on an annual plan, you also get a one-on-one strategy and tech consult with me. All right, now the Groups Masterclass, let us know if you're here and you have been through the Groups Masterclass. This is a great opportunity for you to dig in and finally move your Young Living serving groups off of Facebook. You want to run your business in a place that is not hostile to what you do, and GetOiling is the place that was literally built for you to do just that. So when you want to educate and communicate with your customers, you can do this on your own website. I give you the entire formula step by step that I have followed and that others have followed as well to move groups off of Facebook. This is something that you get access to at any plan level. You also get the Brand My Business workshop. This is brand new, right? So look, we're here today because you want to grow a brand partner business. And yes, you do need to grow some new skill sets to be really successful at building a brand partner business. But let's stop pretending like you have to be an absolute pro to get all of this stuff done and to really do a good job of it. Right? So what we've done is we have put together 5 must-have page templates, an easy to follow course, and we will have live support calls for implementation. So you can have your own custom website fully up and running in no time. We're going to launch this in July, and it is going to be open to all plan levels with GetOiling. Another new course that we are releasing this year is Email Marketing Mastery. Communication being the lifeblood of your business, we will remove the guesswork from how and when to reach out to your people, whether those are your leads, your customers, your clients, your team, making sure that we're using permission marketing effectively so that our emails land in the right box, not in spam or the trash folder, right? So that people are actually opening those emails and taking action on them. We will talk about text in here as well, but email being the king of digital marketing, that is really going to be our big focus here in this program. This is going to launch in August, and it is open to all, right? This is going to be a great opportunity for you to really dig in on your strategy and make sure that you are on the right track with how you communicate with your people. And when you get started with us at any plan level, you get an entry into the Rose Oil giveaway that we will announce in July. You'll get the word out with free 2-way texting for 3 months. You get 3 months of free unlimited vaulting classes. You get to share more of your promos and your newsletters with extra marketing credits, $200 per month for life. And of course, it's only $1 for your first month when you get started at basic and higher on a monthly plan. All right. So if you have not yet gotten started with us, I want to encourage you, take advantage of these opportunities. Head over to getoiling.com now to get started. And if you are a valued member of our community already, just send an email to support@getoiling.com to let us know that you would like to upgrade your account so that you can get access to the personal branding intensive. All right. So if you are already a member as well, I have a special announcement for you guys. I want you to keep an eye on your inbox tomorrow, because we have been working hard in the background to put that together something really special for you, just as a thank you for being amazing and being a part of this community. So I hope that you are keeping an eye on your inbox, because you're going to be the first to see something really cool that nobody has seen yet. It's going to do a lot to help you in your growth, and it's got lots of free tools that leaders use. So I'm excited to share that with you tomorrow. So again, just keep an eye out on your email for that. So now let's get back into some live help and Q&A. And I can get out of my share here. So we do have some questions here. Excited to get into those. And let me catch up on the chat here. Oh, I love it. You guys are amazing. Okay, so yeah, just please make sure if you have questions that they go into the Q&A here. Okay, so if you have questions specifically about moving your account, making those upgrades, just shoot a question over to our support team, support@getoiling.com. That way we can actually, take the time and open up and look at your account and provide you with the best answers and advice. Let me see. Yes, Sheila, if you had qualified for, gotten into the personal branding intensive before, and you weren't able to participate live at that point, you'll still be able to do that. That remains something that you keep access to long-term. All right, here's a good question. Is there a preferred order in doing the groups and the things in GetOiling, like moving your groups off of Facebook, icon, and all of that? So Allison, it's going to depend on what the most important functions are that you need to serve in your business right now. They're all things that you want to address eventually, but I would start with, what are you doing right now? Like what are the actual manual actions that you're performing in your business on a day-to-day basis, and focus on creating solutions to have those take up less of your time and to work more efficiently with your GetOiling system. I find that in the majority of cases, this is going to begin with using your contact manager. And then maybe soon after that, if you're doing events or something like that, modifying, your processes so that you're doing more of this stuff virtually, collecting information, by them using landing pages as opposed to, you having people fill out forms on a piece of paper, that kind of thing. But generally speaking, if you already have a large team and Facebook is a thorn in your side, then prioritize groups, right? If you are someone who is just getting started and you don't have a lot of customers, then I wouldn't focus on the groups right away. I would focus more on getting your website and your systems and your brand in place. I would focus on the branding intensive, because what we get into, especially in the final module, are the action steps that you take to actually go out there and position yourself as an authority so that you get leads for your business. So we actually have a brand game plan in the final module of Become an Icon. So if you're if you're basically at a point where your customers are pretty well served and it's not taking up too much of your time, focus on your brand so that you can build a bigger business. And then once you're clear on that and you have those systems in place to keep the business growing, then the next season that you can really focus in on creating more of those back-end structures to support them. There is not a specific order for everyone. All right, Ilka, hi. Okay, I need help. How to entice people to shop for their health and joy after an oils party? They said they loved everything, but they don't call to order. It's a really good question, Ilka. I would encourage you to actually make an appointment with them. So bam, fam, book a meeting from a meeting. Do not leave a meeting with another person, even if it's a party, without a clear date on a calendar for you to get back together and follow up on what you talked about. So schedule the appointment to shop with them. So we're not going to entice people to do something. In the moment, we can have a conversation where people become open to whatever it is that you have to say or share. But if you let them walk away without taking specific action right then, the likelihood of them doing anything with what you've just put all of that work into, it tanks quickly, very quickly. And so I was actually on a call with a client this morning who said that, she's got this program and she's getting on these phone calls, and there are people who are very interested in what it is that she has to do, but then she's just wondering why they're not actually buying, even though they're so excited. This is the same thing. I told her, close on the call. So if you can, there in person, take them to the website and help them set up their first order. Right? If they're excited about it there, say, hey, let's go ahead and get your order set up. It'll take just a couple of minutes. I can show you how to do it on your phone. right? So if they're open to doing that, then do that. If they can't right now, or it's too many people or whatever, do not let people leave without setting an appointment for the next time that you get together. So that way, at least you can carry over the energy of that interaction into the next one, and you can follow through and seal the deal. All right, Allison says, I need ideas about how to make my site look better on mobile than on desktop. I feel like there's a lot of wasted space on mobile. So this is actually, I think, I don't know if I'm in an account that I can do this with just yet. Hold on just a second. I'm going to log into Jane's account and we can take a look at some of the things that we can do. But basically what I want to encourage you to use is the viewer in the page editor, because you can actually pick what view, and you can preview what it's going to look like on different devices. And you can actually choose whether or not different sections appear on different size devices. So it may be that if you've got a lot of blank space on one, that you would want to just copy that section, hide it on other devices. So maybe it looks really good on a desktop, but you would hide that from the smaller devices. And then of course, you can copy. Now here, let me just actually show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so let's just say, for instance, this is your homepage. This is actually the Cassie homepage template from inside of our system. So what you want to do is actually click here for a preview, right? And so let's just say that I don't love the way that this top section looks. All you have to do is either create a new section, or you can, do I have this? I'm in the advanced editor, aren't I? No, that is normal. It's not showing up here at the top. So basically what you can do is make a copy by going, you see where it says duplicate section here. So let's just say I want to duplicate this section. And I'm going to have one version that is viewable on larger devices. So I've just grayed these out. And then this one will only be available on these two, right? So we can make any kind of changes that we want. And of course, preview what those look like if you wanted to make changes. So that would be my suggestion, is that you consider making additional sections that do the same thing. So if this one didn't look good on mobile, we would duplicate it and then make adjustments to it, and then just hide it on the devices that we don't want it to show on. So you essentially have two websites in one, a mobile one and a larger device one, but you're editing it all on the same page. All right, Lori says, I used the template you mentioned to ask folks if they wanted my newsletter. Some did respond favorably, but many didn't want to. Should I take them all off my contacts, never to email them again? So no, you should be just doing a regular VO upload weekly. We did do a full walkthrough with slides that you can actually download and follow yourself. Just a little while back. If you search VO on our YouTube channel, you'll find that training there. You want to be updating your VO file in your GetOiling system on a weekly basis so that you're always clear on who is active when. And if you're using the permission marketing template that you're talking about, Lori, that I gave away to you guys a few weeks back, you're going to, the people who say yes, those are the people that you're going to email. Everyone else is still on your list, but you're filtering for that tag of people who said yes to the newsletter. So maybe they are all tagged newsletter, and you only send emails out now on a monthly basis for your newsletter to the newsletter tagged people. And you don't have to worry about removing anybody from your system, because you never know, people may reactivate at some point. They may change their mind. Once every 6 months, maybe you send out an invitation, and some of those people who weren't paying attention before decided to pay attention now. So yeah, you don't have to worry about removing them. Let's see, I have a long sentence on my site, so maybe that I should hide. Or if it's long and it's taking up too much space, you can change the paragraph settings, Allison, so that maybe there's less space in between lines, or you can shrink the text to a smaller size. Lots of different options there. Okay, so let me see. I did have a website review for today, and that is Terry. Terry, are you here? Will you raise your hand for me if you're here? Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Good, good. Let's chat. I was looking, I think you've got, I don't know if you have a custom homepage set up or in development but yeah, just tell me what are you looking for help with?
No, like I say, I'm brand new, I feel like, to the site, and my assistant and I are working towards understanding it. Greg's been amazing in DMs on Facebook guiding us. So my questions are so many, but I'm just going to pare them down as much as I can right now. First and foremost, we are creating a brand partner university where it will be free for my members, and then we'll charge to cross support. And my assistant was wondering, I don't understand her question because it looks like she already created the how to pay. Is there a button that she can put instead of, like, the whole form is on the page where they type it in? Can she change that to a button?
Yeah, absolutely. Here, let me, do you know what that page is called in your site by chance?
Let me look and see if I can find it. Let's see, it would be a page, and then it would be called, let me view this real fast. No, that's the one we're working on. Hold on. Let's see, brand partner access confirmation page. I know how to get to it from outside. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, let me go to Facebook, and I don't know if that's going to help or not, but I can get to it from the link from
Okay.
Yeah. So she's wondering about setting that up, and then okay, let me see. It would be GetOiling, Terry Bonin, landing, invite to the brand partners vault. So
Landing. So it's a landing page.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the difference, right? So is this something that you are giving to your team, or is this something that you're planning to use to share and sell the vault?
That's okay. So that's the tricky part, is my team will get access to it for free. But if you're not a just a little dropper, you can get access to it, but we're going to charge.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you found it. Okay. So we're not sure exactly how to do that. Like, I guess we're just gonna have to keep this page separate and only to our team. It would be awesome if we had a coupon code, so we were working with one page.
Got you. Yeah. So a couple of things. Number one, if you're wanting to provide free access to something only to certain people, I actually, well, you could do this. This is technically workable. But what I would do, since this is going to be based off of your team organization from the VO anyway, is I would upload your VO file and then add those people to the vault, or send an email to them, like set up an automation, for instance, which you can do right here. We can send an email and say, hey, this is exclusive to you. If you would like access, click here. And you just use a link from an automation and have it add them to the vault, right? So you would just create an automation. And that way, nobody who's not supposed to get in will ever get in, because it's only gone out to the VO email addresses. Okay. So this would be, add to brand partner vault. And then you would add an action here as an add to vault, right? So it'd be like this one. And then you would, in here, you would route them to a confirmation page, right? Just to say, hey, your details are on the way, or you could actually send them straight to the vault link from there.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
But yeah, but real quick, you were saying you wanted to figure out a way to just have it be a button. In our landing pages, those are a pretty static design. So, you've got sorry, that's going to be right here under landing pages. So on landing pages, those really are just a thing that fulfills the specific function of collecting information. They can be added to the top of one of our, or over one of our built-in themes. So it could be sort of a gatekeeper for your built-in theme, your replicated website that you get from us. But what I would do if you wanted it to just be click a button, a form pops up, then you're going to want to actually make a page. And that's all these guys over here. So landing pages are sort of a separate, more limited function feature, where pages, you can take payment, you can have pop-ups, inline forms, embed all kinds of stuff, and really do a lot with the design. So all of these are your pages. So I would recommend that you perhaps use that, especially if you want to take payment on the page. Now, is your vault going to be a recurring payment or a one-time payment?
One time.
Okay, then yeah, you could just use a page for that, and you can take payment right there on the page.
Perfect. Okay, awesome.
It is also possible to put a $0 coupon code on a page too. So that's an option if you wanted to go down that road. Just something to throw out there.
Okay, how do we find out the information on how to create that?
Yeah, I was today years old when I learned we could do that. I had no idea. All right.
That only works on the page, actually, on the page builder.
Okay.
Oops, my video's not. Let's see, there's an article here I can find. I'll drop it in the chat where it talks a little bit about that. But yeah, when you set it up, you can put a coupon code in there with an amount of 0. And then, I mean, the way that this works is all the line items that don't have coupon codes will show up first. So if you always want to make sure that there's one in there that has a coupon code in there, because then when somebody goes to the page, they'll at least see one. That would be the people who are not in your team, but then your team could have that coupon code, $0. It's still going to show the credit card form, but it will not require that the card number be filled out. So if they put in the $0 coupon.
Okay, perfect. And that is the, okay. Do we get this recording or no?
Yeah, this will be up later today for sure.
Awesome.
So here's what I did. I went in and I set up your payment, and we've got one option that is the team discount. I'm actually going to make the paid in full the first one. So let's pretend it's $47 product. Paid in full, $47. It's going to add them to your vault. All right. But then the team discount, they have to add in little droppers as the coupon code. You can go back and change this. It'll add them to the vault, and we're going to hit done. We're going to hit save. This is going to be a test sales page.
Okay.
And when we view it, actually, let me make sure this says lead. Okay, cool. So let's view. Perfect. So just obviously pretend that you're telling them to purchase. You click it, it pops up, and it'll be $47. But if I put in the code, little droppers, apply, team discount, $0.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Love that. Yay. Okay, good.
I do too. I didn't know that.
Wow, that's really, really helpful. Okay, good. And I just copy and pasted that article. I think I did. Okay. So I know I sort of gather questions as we go, you know what I mean? Let's move on from that, and I'll come back to that later, maybe on another day.
Okay.
I did a vendor event and collected 99 people saying, I want more information, but everybody checked a different box. Some people wanted information on babies. Some people wanted information on home wellness, whatever, detoxing. So I have that on a spreadsheet, and all I've done is just emailed them en masse, emails that I have created because I don't know what to do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you never ever have to do that again. So let's just pretend we'll just use this one again. What you're going to want to do is either use it's up to you. If you have tech, that you can set up at your vendor event, like your own laptop or an iPad or something like that, where people can sign up. You could do that. You could also do a text in code that sends them to a page like the one I'm going to show you how to make, or you could do a QR code that will help them bring up the form and the page and everything. And this is the page that I'm going to be talking about here. So basically what you want to do is say, sign up for my updates. I've got all kinds of information, blah, blah, blah. And then when they click this button, it's going to have a pop-up form, and they're going to put in their name and their email, and then they're going to check the thing that they're interested in. Now, here's what we do and how we make that segment. So if you want to be able to send the baby stuff to the baby's people, the dog stuff to the dog people, here's what we do. We do have a training on forms on our YouTube channel that could go into this. And if you want to look up forms, but I'll just show you, it's pretty simple. If we go to leads, obviously we want to say, put your name and email in here so you can get whatever, check the thing that you're interested in, include name, email, phone, require the things you definitely want to require, but then say, I'm most interested in, right? Required. And this, we're going to have list pick multiple, and we're going to edit the list. I'm going to add babies. I'm going to add pets. I'm going to add makeup. I'm going to add home. Okay, so then we can tag them, lead, and we can tag them babies. We can tag them lead. We can tag them pets, right? And if you have a campaign already from Grow Workspace or from wherever that talks about babies, then you can attach that here, right? Or if you want to give yourself a follow-up plan to reach out to them with, some suggested products about babies, you can apply that follow-up plan or whatever with an automation here.
Okay, so do I go through and tag each one individually?
So you're tagging each of these things, and then if somebody checks one of those boxes on the published page, the system is going to add those tags to those people.
Hallelujah. Okay.
And it can automatically send emails on your behalf as well. Like you can set it up so that whenever you go to an event and somebody says, I want to learn more about baby products, that you have a campaign that talks about seedlings that sends out automatically if they check the box babies and they put their information on your site.
Okay. So I have to learn how to get all the information in GetOiling from Grow Workspace.
Oh, it's so simple. Just go to the bundle and you just just check 2 boxes. It's done. They have bundles on all of those things.
Okay.
Come straight in.
So right now, my 99 people, my son made an app. So they did all that through an app. So that app sent me a CSV file. So I've got all the information, in a CSV file. Can I upload that with, it's tagged? I don't know if that's going to help or not.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
100%. So you'll be able to tag the uploaded people. Matter of fact, this is going to be in the same, I know I mentioned the VO training that we did, or well, it's not a VO training, but it includes it. So if you go to youtube.com/GetOiling and you search for VO, this is going to be relevant to you anyway for your young living people, but it also walks through, and actually if we go to it, see if I can get it to not autoplay. We have slides. You can actually just use these as a cheat code. I have screenshots of what you check for the VO, but then also when you go into the GetOiling system, there's a full walkthrough of where you click and when, and then once you get them in there, in your case, you're going to be able to see all of this information from the CSV file that you have. It'll look different, of course, because your upload that your son made is not the same as the VO, but you'll still be able to correlate it with fields like their name and their email and things like that. And then one of those fields at the end can be something that you use to put in their notes. Right, or additional information about them, or if you want to segment them, right? So of those 99 people, you've got 35 of them said they want to learn about pets. Have that be a separate list that you upload, because then you're able to, let me get back over here, because then you're able to down here actually add a tag to the people that you're uploading. So sort them by interest and then apply a tag when you do that.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
You have good questions. We met at aroma sharing, didn't we? You came up to the table.
We did. Yes.
I thought so. Awesome.
Yes. I appreciate you so much. I love the site. And I know once we really, really understand it and we're moving and grooving, it's just going to be, it's already amazing.
You guys are already doing an amazing job. You're like, hats off to you.
Thanks. It's, yeah, my assistant works a full-time job, so it's tricky getting her to learn all this. She's doing amazing though. Okay. So I should email you. I'm just wondering if I qualify for the next thing you were talking about. I think it was,
yeah, just shoot us an email. Yeah, just shoot us an email and we'll get that figured out.
Awesome. Thank you for all your help.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming out, and you're more than welcome to come out and do this again anytime.
Awesome. Yay. Appreciate it.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, we've got some good questions here that we'll go through as well in the sort of remainder of our time here. All right, so Allison says, in getting your groups off of Facebook, do you talk about how to effectively invite people to the group, to the discussion room, meaning there are a bunch of posts in there already, so they're not jumping into an empty group? So, we do get into that. Don't worry about what's in there. Like what you're really wanting to make sure that you do, and I do get into this in the course content as well, what you're really wanting to make sure that you're doing is building community together, right? You don't need to go and build an oasis for people. What you want to build culture into your team of doing is you guys lifting bricks together, right? Like we're building the dream place together. So make it about that. Start with the people who are closest to you. Start with the people who are most active and invested, and really get their investment so that they're actively posting in there, be tagging people, and working in that way. But I would also caution setting an expectation for yourself or for this process to have your group that's not on Facebook behave like Facebook does, because it is a different platform and people are going to interact with it differently. And it's going to be substantively different. People will be able to, in a more focused way, explore information more effectively than they can on the most distracting site on the planet, right? So don't think about engagement in the way that people have taught you to think about engagement, because engagement metrics on social media are very shallow surface level because people are so incredibly distracted. So long as we can, on our care calls, connect people back to, hey, here's your resource, and get people to engage and ask their questions there, that is 100 times better than a Facebook group where a whole bunch of information just kind of goes to wither and die because it's not an organized place and it's very distracting, right? So keep going. You're doing it. You're halfway through in that second module. So absolutely keep going with that. All right, Cheryl says, I'm creating a Young Living guide to help people who are interested in placing a first order and explain everything in one place. Any feedback on the sections I'll include on the sales page? Your introduction, brand statement, how to buy oils, frequently asked questions, testimonials, featured product, features and benefits of oils, becoming a member. This is for you if, it's not for you if, imagine if you could, are you ready to take? Yeah, so Cheryl, I think that this could be a really great page, like a sales page sort of setup. Just make sure that you have sort of punctuations throughout where if they've read enough and they're ready, that they can click a button and go get started, right? Always try to, even if you want to have a ton of information on a page, really narrow down, funnel down to the point, which is take this one action right now, because this is the thing that's going to get you what you want. You don't want to say like, there's a million things you could do, because once you say that, they're gone, right? Because I can come back and read this later because it's going to be too much for me. But if we say, here's all the reasons why you should do this one thing. Here's what all of these people are doing with this one thing. Here's, all of the different benefits you can get if you just do this one thing right now. Are you ready? Right? Just make it be about a one thing in terms of the call to action, and all of that information I think would flow really nicely, even in that order. Let's see, self-care product bundles. So, okay, I got the rest of your, there's even more here. So I would actually keep the, if it's a page that's designed to take people who have never placed a Young Living order before, from, not knowing anything really about Young Living or being open to learning more about Young Living to placing an order, I would just tailor the information very specifically to, here's what you need to know. Like, keep it simple, right? Here's who I am. Here's what this did for me. and pepper the whole thing, like along with the calls to action, pepper it up with people's stories, other testimonials. But like, again, bring it to a point. And so if you wanted to say, you know, hey, if you're ready to get started, here are the top 2 things I recommend. Bundle A, bundle B, right? Or 3 of them, A, B, C, and just have it like that. You know, sure, on your website somewhere, you can have some of these other things. Do you want to, you know, learn how to do this or learn how to do that? That's all fine. The community email newsletter, that could be a pop-up on that page. If you can capture their email address, that's definitely a good thing to do, especially as somebody is scrolling. If you're like, hey, there's a lot here, I share a lot more in email, would you like them? That would be a good thing to do there as well. Can't wait to see what you do. Come out and share it with us. All right, Coach Maggie, hello. What is the difference between GetOiling and Grow Workspace? Do you need both? The difference is primarily Grow Workspace makes content, and we are a platform for you to host and share your content. So we are 2 very different things that work very well together. I think that most folks who work with me personally that I coach are using both. And in a lot of cases, they'll use an additional content provider as well. Grow Workspace has, I think, like as different from other content providers in our Young Living space, they have just an enormous library that provides you with content for classes, for populating your member area and all of that. They really shine with those resources that can really be evergreen for you. There are other content partners who do a phenomenal job at sharing more of the moment stuff, right? So like monthly newsletters and outreach and things like that, like giving you the words to say to send via email, for instance. So I definitely recommend that you have both. And I also recommend that you check out our other content providers as well, who have great stuff that plugs straight into our system. But with GetOiling, you have, it's the hub for everything that you do. It's how you show up. So it's your website. It's how you stay organized. You take RSVPs, you collect names and emails like you saw from Terry for you know, vendor events and things like that. But then it's also how you can serve your people. If you have a private member area set up, you can take your teams off of Facebook and that kind of thing. And then, yeah, you can use like Grow Workspace and other partner content to make those things easier for you to create without you having to worry about how to design them and what to say and all that kind of good stuff. I hope that helps. So it would be totally fine to invite my team in the group now, even though it's empty, or just the Essential Rewards members. So Allison, invite them when there's something there for them. And if you have something there for them that will help them right now, then yeah, by all means, let them know what's in it for them. Right? If it's absolutely totally empty, then no, obviously you don't want to do that yet. But once you have a couple of things in there to share, then yeah, absolutely start engaging. Maybe the first thing you put in there is a discussion room, and you go and you promote in your existing Facebook groups and via email and in your care calls. You say, hey, look, I've seen a lot of people, you know, get taken off of Facebook just for sharing things that everybody should know over the last couple of years. I'm going to be creating a space where I know that we can talk about the things we need to talk about. I've got a discussion room in here. There's lots more to come. Come join it, right? Just put a discussion room in there, and then yes, bring them in. And then of course, from there, you can keep going and adding more stuff over time. Since the Vault has a class with modules, pages, and a discussion room, within the discussion room, if someone asked about education that's in a module, can you link it directly? Yeah, absolutely. If you're logged in as not the admin, but as a user in your member area, you can actually hyperlink. If you're on any page, you can just grab a link and then you could post that into your discussion room. So if you wanted to link to a lesson, for instance, you can do that. You could also link to individual posts inside of the member area as well by clicking the date and saving that link there. So there's definitely a lot of interlinking in the member area that's possible, for sure. Good question. Awesome. Well, you guys, if we have any more questions, please go ahead, or we will see you on our next live call. Really excited to work with you guys coming up and next month in the personal branding intensive and getting started with the Brand My Website workshop. We're so excited to release this new content and to help you guys Remember, you can always come and join us, just like Terry did today, to walk through any questions that you have and getting things set up and running for your business. And we're, of course, always here for you. Support at getoiling.com. We appreciate you. We will be live at Attractwell for our office hours, talking about authority pages today. So if any of you guys are really looking to get into the nerdy marketing strategies and stuff of using your system, you can go to attractwell.com/office hours and make sure you're on that list for those live calls. Those are at 2 p.m. on Thursdays. Look forward to seeing you guys soon, and have a great week, everyone.